Jump rope and jumping jacks may look similar, but they have massive differences in calorie burn, muscles work, cardiovascular benefits, and more. I'll explain the 9 differences I found in a second. But first, like this video and subscribe to the Fitnessdy channel to grow our family. Let's jump straight into it. Yes, pun intended. 1. Learning curve. The learning curve is arguably the most important factor when judging jump rope versus jumping jacks, because the key thing with any exercise is to actually be able to do it. And jump rope has a high learning curve if you want to progress past the basic moves. The learning curve is low if you're just jumping up and down, rotating your arms while holding onto an imaginary rope. If you want to do cross jumps or other fancy moves, you'll need to spend more time learning it. 2. Intensity levels. Jump rope can get pretty intense. If you're using a real rope, you can't slow down your speed, even with the basic moves. You need that momentum to keep the rope moving. By contrast, jumping jacks allow you to slow down. You can even cut out the jumps completely and do low-impact jacks. With jumping jacks, it can be harder to increase the intensity level. Your 3 options are to increase your speed, reduce your brakes, and add extras like weights or elastic bands. Rope jumps have a slew of options, variations, and modifications to increase the intensity. As such, they're better for more intense anaerobic workouts. By comparison, jumping jacks are great in warm-ups or as a post-workout steady-state cardio session. 3. Caloric and fat burn potential. I know most of you are here to learn whether jump rope or jumping jacks burn more calories. Well, most sources agree that jump rope can burn 15 to 20 calories per minute. This exercise can easily bring your heart into the anaerobic zone, creating an oxygen deficit. This deficit is also called excess post-workout oxygen consumption. Basically, your body will require more oxygen in the following 24 to 72 hours to return to normal. And that means you'll burn more calories in the meantime. By comparison, jumping jacks burn 8 to 12 calories per minute. This exercise is better for an aerobic workout, during which your body burns oxygen, carbs, and lipids for energy. So, although you'll burn fewer calories, jumping jacks allow you to use up some of your fat stores. 4. Impact on joints. At first glance, both jumping jacks and jump rope are high impact. However, jump rope allows you to land more smoothly on the floor because you need to be more agile. If you're clunkily jumping rope and landing weirdly with your feet, you must stop every 2 to 3 reps. So, jump rope is technically high impact, but lets your body absorb that impact safely after you master the correct technique. By comparison, jumping jacks are harder on the knees, ankles, and hips if you're doing them wrong. But the advantage is that you can cut the jumps completely. In that case, though, the caloric burn is lower. 5. Muscle groups targeted. Both jumping jacks and jump rope are full-body exercises, but they emphasize different muscle groups to varying degrees. Here's a quick comparison, and then I'll jump straight into a more complex breakdown. Both exercises prominently engage the quadriceps, calves, deltoids, and core muscles. Jumping jacks emphasize the hip abductors and adductors due to the outward and inward movement of the legs. Jump rope places more stress on the forearms, wrists, and shoulders because of the action of turning the rope. It also tends to engage the calves more intensively due to the repetitive hopping. The core plays a stabilizing role in both exercises, but the demand may increase in jump rope, especially during advanced moves or tricks. Now let's review those muscles and how they engage in these exercises. Primary muscles worked for jumping jacks include deltoids in your shoulder muscles. Lifting and lowering your arms in a controlled manner during the jumping jacks activates the deltoids. Hip abductors and adductors. These are the muscles on the inner and outer thighs. They work as you spread your legs outward and bring them back together. Quadriceps. The front thigh muscles engage when you jump and land, especially if you maintain a slight bend in your knees. Calves. Activated during the jump and landing phase. Secondary muscles worked are your core, meaning your rectus abdominis and obliques. These muscles are engaged for stability as you perform the exercise. And glutes. Activated slightly, especially if you emphasize the outward jump. The primary muscles worked in rope jump include your forearms and deltoids. These muscles are engaged to turn the rope. Your calf muscles bear the brunt of the work in jump rope as you continuously hop off the balls of your feet. The quadriceps are engaged during continuous jumping, especially in variations like the high knee jump. Your core is engaged throughout to stabilize the body, especially during variations and tricks. Secondary muscles worked include your hamstrings and glutes. These are activated during jumping and landing. Your wrist flexors and extensors are engaged to control the movement and speed of the rope. And your ankles work to maintain balance and coordination during the activity. 6. Skill development. Jumping jacks teach you several skills: basic coordination, rhythm, spatial awareness, and bilateral coordination because you're using both sides of the body symmetrically. Here's the problem. The skill ceiling for jumping jacks is relatively low. Once the basic movement pattern is mastered, there's limited room for progression in terms of skill. Jump rope helps develop more skills. Advanced coordination because coordinating the timing of jumps with the rotation of the rope requires and develops a higher level of coordination than jumping jacks. Jump rope heavily emphasizes rhythm and timing, especially as you progress to more advanced moves or faster speeds. There are numerous footwork patterns in jump rope, from basic 2-foot jumps to alternate foot jumps, heel taps, skier jumps, and more. Hand-eye coordination is also essential, especially when performing tricks, double unders, or using multiple ropes. You'll also learn agility. As you progress, maneuvers like side swings, crossovers, and double or triple unders can significantly boost agility. And all that needs increased spatial awareness. 7. Benefits for cardiovascular health. Like all aerobic exercises, jumping jacks elevate the heart rate, promoting cardiovascular health. And you can perform them at a moderate intensity, making them great for steady-state cardiovascular workouts. Plus, almost anyone can perform jumping jacks, so there's a low barrier of entry for beginners. So, jumping jacks are better for developing endurance. Jumping rope can elevate your heart rate more, even at a moderate pace. That teaches your heart to become better at pumping blood in the long term. That means you'll notice a decreased resting heart rate, and your arterial tension may improve. 8. Potential for injury. In terms of injury potential, jump ropes are arguably riskier, especially if you're a beginner and not very good at swinging the rope around. You can easily trip on that rope and fall, so learn the basics first. 9. Versatility in workout styles. Jump rope is less versatile for beginners because you still need to create sufficient momentum to keep the rope swinging. And that means a high increase in heart rate. Conversely, jumping jacks are more easily adaptable, whether you're doing heat or steady-state cardio. For example, you can do fast jumping jacks for intense heat intervals and no jump jacks for low-intensity heat intervals. And you can do jumping jacks at a low to moderate speed as part of a steady-state cardio routine. But rope jumps must be done fast and snappy, so they're better for anaerobic workouts. After reviewing these differences, I'm curious what you think. What exercise do you like more? What differences did I miss? Like this video and subscribe to Fitnessdy, and let's move this talk to the comments.